Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a timely tarot oracle reading about random shift. If you resonate with the title and or the thumbnail, this is the perfect reading for you. Delivered at the perfect time in timely fashion, courtesy of the universe, through the language of synchronicity. This is a collective or general reading. Just be aware parts may or may not resonate. Take what works for you, leave the rest. And also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That could give you further clarity as to your situation now. We're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, and we do have the Knight of Wands, or sorry, the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is, the pages would work for the King and Queen, generally around the age of 7 to 14. They would come from the surrounding families in the area that were upper class, and would work for the King and Queen in the court within the palace walls, and they would learn like how to do small tasks and also deliver communication back and forth between people in the palace. And if they became really good at it and they were still there when they were 21, if they could afford a horse, they might even be considered for knighthood. But this is the pages in the tarot represent communication, and the communication that in the old days would always be like in person, handed by note or whatever, or verbally. And now days we have so many different forms of communication that this could represent any way. It could be a letter coming in the mail, it could be a phone call, a text message, it could be a social media message, or you're on social media and you see an event and you go to it and end up meeting someone there that has some information for you. It could be something you see on the news. It's that kind of energy. Each of the pages has their own element, and the element here is fire. And as you can see, this page is really, really admiring his wand. And so sometimes you have to, this is all about passion. So sometimes you have to take his information with a grain of salt, because he sometimes is thinking with his little head, or quite often actually. Think of a young man under the age of 20. He's got a feather in his cap, and he is excited about life and exploring new territory, basically. It's a very positive energy. We have the Three of Wands here. So this is talking about someone that is wanting to move on, to expand their horizons. They're standing on one horizon, and then there's this water in between. I know it's yellow, so it looks like it could be sand, but there are ships on it, and it's just the way the sun is shining on it. He's looking across to the distant horizon, and he's like thinking about, I should hop on one of those ships and go somewhere different than here. So this can represent sometimes that you want to actually make a physical move, that you're planning to move, change location. Sometimes when I see this card, it can also represent someone that has been in a couple and is now wanting to be single, or is single, basically. His right hand is on this one wand here, this action, and these two, it's sort of like he's gone through the portal and moving forward with that energy. We have the Knight of Cups coming in. So the Knight of Cups represents, that's a knight in shining armor that you read about in romance novels and see in the movies, dressed to the nines, coming in with a cup of love. And sometimes this is an apology as well as a cup of love. It just depends on the energy. Again, like the cups represent romantic love in the tarot. So this is the element that he is delivering. And generally this could be, when it's the knight, it could be like even a proposal of marriage or that kind of energy. We have the Five of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles represents someone who has been left out in the cold. Oh, this is my cat Stella is here. Okay, yeah, did you wake up? she she was sound asleep in the other room, and I thought I might get through a reading without her participating, but she is here, and her job is to sit on my lap and purr. So she's got happy feet already. We're on our way. That cat's purr has a lot of healing qualities, so it's always nice to have her join in when she decides to come to work. Hey? Do you have happy feet now? Yes, we're in good paws. All right, so we have these two people being left out in the cold. You can see it's been snowing, and you know, anyone can handle a flake or two, but if it snows a whole lot, then it can become really challenging to deal with. This card represents that possibly tactics were implemented to cause these people to be out in the cold. This one's barefoot in the snow, and this one is on crutches, and they have a plague bell around their neck. In the old days, they didn't have apps to ostracize people from society with the plague. They just put a bell around their neck, and they would be able to hear them coming. So it made it kind of challenging to get a job, or you know, be able to have anything to do with society. So now they're passing by a church, where they could go in the church and get some respite possibly, but they've chosen to collaborate with each other and do their best to empower each other and move forward. This card can represent that tactics were used, and these tactics are you know, tactics that we use on ourselves, on others, and also that are used in the government, just to get people in alignment. So this energy is talking about you know, like the economy, and it can sometimes represent some people going out of their way to ruin someone's reputation, you know, that kind of energy, like isolating people for whatever reason, slander, gossip, that kind of energy that ruins a person's reputation, makes it really challenging for them to be able to be part of society. So we'll see what this is about here. We have the Page of Pentacles. This actually could represent someone who feels either they, like, because of this energy here, and because it's the Page of Wands, they may be in a position where they owe someone an apology that they were in a couple with, and they've moved forward, and maybe the person didn't accept their apology and has left them out in the cold. That's the energy I'm getting here. So the tactics, I feel, were maybe by this person, and whoever they maybe stepped out of the couplehood with has chosen not to be with them any longer, and now they feel like they are left out in the cold, which would make sense with these 5 pentacles here, because these 5 pentacles are, like, in the tarot, the most you can have is 10, and this represents having to divide your assets in half. So I feel like that's what this energy is here. Now, I don't know what all went on here, but perhaps you know, we have this energy here that I was talking about, where you know, the Page of Wands is young and enthusiastic, but sometimes all he can think about is the passion in his wand, right? So we'll keep going here and see what's going on. Now the Page of Pentacles, this page is focused on his pentacle. And so now the energy of this person has shifted from this energy to, now I need to focus on my pentacles. They didn't accept my apology, and now I have money, I'm getting money issues, because now the money and the assets are being divided in half. And so this energy is talking about, you know, pentacles actually, they represent health, wealth, and happiness in the 3D world, but they also represent lifestyle more than anything. You could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle that you want to live, but definitely if you have to divide your assets in half, it's going to change your lifestyle. And so now, instead of being in this energy, this individual is in this energy. That makes sense. And then we have moving off to calmer waters with God, basically going from some really, the chaotic water here represents the volatile emotions and chaos. And then we have the smooth water here. So this is, I feel like there's an energy of wanting to have some smooth sailing here, going inward. And this energy could represent that he has decided to become single because he caught whoever his partner was, and and did not accept their apology, and they're the one that ended the relationship. So it could have, it could be, but because the characters in the tarot are actually archetypes. So the male figures can be a female or a male in their masculine energy, and so this could be a young woman, and this could be a woman here or a man in their masculine energy. Generally, when people are like moving forward, that's the right side of the body. That's the masculine energy, is taking action, basically. So I feel like first this action was taken by either or, and the apology was not accepted, and now they're out in the cold. And so it could be on one side or the other. That's the energy I'm getting. And this is about moving off to calmer waters with God. Sometimes this can represent healing your inner child, the thoughts you have about being a couple. And this pole here represents someone that has to dig very deep to be able to come to this, to heal from this energy, basically. To get the boat moving, he has to like really get, push it off from the shore. So after that, but we do have this card also here of the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles with this card is kind of another story again. So there could be, sometimes this card represents an energy of not romantic love, but like the cups can represent something you love to do or be. Having said that, when in the Knight shows up, it generally is. I feel like whatever happened here, there was tactics being used, and it was affecting the money, but not just because of dividing the assets or the assets not being divided properly, something like that. Because we have this energy here now, and this is showing someone being in an elevated position, having mastered their skill set. This is, look at the beautiful sculpture work that they're doing within this stone. And these two people are coming in with plans and wanting to collaborate with this individual. So it's like, it's good news because it means that people are recognizing that you're very good at what you do. Sometimes this can represent having like, a very unique skill set, like being an artist or an amazing sculptor, or it could be, someone in the entertainment industry that is an actor or an actress and, is able to get like leading roles. Someone in the music industry that has a record deal or that kind of energy. It can represent, people that like a unique skill that you have, like in a sports arena. So someone that, like, these could be scouts coming in looking for the energy, like looking for someone for their team, and there's, you're highly favored. And this could be also maybe you just got your degree and from university and you were valedictorian, and there's a lot of people wanting to collaborate with you and maybe hire you for their company. So it's that kind of energy. The bad part about this card is it's just a warning that if you are going to sign any contracts or have any agreements, make sure that you read the small print. Make sure that you dot your I's, cross your T's, that kind of energy. Make sure you have a lawyer look it over. Make sure of all the little details in it, because this energy sometimes represents an energy of secret society where, and the, history is rampant with energy of people that have entered, the music industry or in Hollywood that have signed contracts and then have found out after that they were not that they were breadcrumbed and the other people were making the money and they weren't. So this can represent secret society energy. So be really, really careful that you are in alignment with everything in this contract, because you're the person that's in control here. You're the one in the elevated position that people want your energy. So I don't know if this has, like, this is explaining kind of, because this tactic card, when it comes up, quite often it's because of this energy that someone's left out in the cold. Tactics played out by people in the secret society. Oh no, and then look at this, we have the devil energy coming in here. Yeah, this is looking darker. This was off to a nice start, but now it's like, what's going on here? So we have the energy of the devil represents temptation. And temptation is, we have two lovers here that are yoked to each other and chained to Saturn's box. So this is energy, you know, when you hear of people selling their souls so that they can get a deal or whatever. You hear tales like this all the time for, you know, like specialized fields like that. And so this energy is talking about someone giving into temptation, and it could have to do with the lover. It could have that kind of energy, but it's sort of implying that, that this has this energy. Someone may have sold their soul to the devil to, and put in, you know, sold you out kind of energy. I'm not sure exactly what's going on here, but there's some very negative energy here, and it has to do with the lover. This energy, you know, the devil is haunched over Saturn's box here above this couple, and this represents a basic animal instinct. So what it's saying is this wasn't a lover, but it wasn't love, but it was lust kind of energy. So one good thing, if you're walking away from it, this person owes you an apology, but I'm getting it's more than just a regular, everyday shift that happened here. Whenever this card comes up, I always cover it with the next card just to see what's going on, because you're not going to get the truth from the devil. It's very manipulative energy. And so this energy, I always cover it to see what minion does the devil send in, because the devil never does his own dirty work. And also, or at least get some idea of what it's about, or does God step in and stop the energy? So this is talking about having strength here. So this is needing courage to overcome whatever this is what it's saying. This represents a young woman that she's reaching into the lion's mouth, which would be a very dangerous thing to do, because of the, it's a mature lion, but the lion is accepting this behavior, and it has its tail tucked under, and it is being very submissive, because this is representing this person digging really deep to be able to get over their fear, basically, so that they can conquer their fears and move forward, which represents this energy. So I feel like there's some energy here that whatever happened here with this situation, that it's required a lot of courage and going inward to be with God, so that you could overcome this devilish energy, and that it has required a lot of courage. But if you can face this fear, then this represents infinite potential to the power of infinity and beyond. That's when, okay, so now there's a card of magic on here. So generally when the Fool begins his journey in the tarot for the major arcana, the very first card after the 0 point card of the Fool starting his journey is the Magician. And so the Magician is talking about bringing your thoughts and your energy down to earth and being able to bring from heaven and create this beautiful garden, that you have all the tools you need when you start out, so long as you stay on God's path. And you notice they both have this symbol here, but this is sitting on this energy here, the apology, the courage, and the Magician is pointing to this energy causing you to be out in the cold. Do you see that? So whatever was brought down was actually brought up from this guy. That's what's coming up. So, yeah, someone sold their soul to the devil for, probably for this money. And, yeah, this is going to be, this represents dark magic then, instead of, he's pointing to this energy. That dark magic, black magic was used to accomplish this goal of getting you put into the dark. So this is secret society energy, has gone out of their way to ostracize you, isolate you from society, probably gang stalking. They have a lot of different techniques that come up. You know, when secret societies do their thing, they have their own rituals and all of that. So this is talking about the hangman trying to get some balance now after this has happened. And this would represent this energy here hanging upside down from the tree of knowledge until you have the information you need to move forward. It's sitting on this card again. So this is representing, Stella, get off the table. Go on, get off. You're not allowed on the table. She wants me to feed her. She just ate a couple hours ago. So I apologize. She's being a bad little girl right now. She doesn't like this energy. When this energy comes in, she usually takes off. She doesn't sit on my lap anymore, and that's what happened. As soon as this card came out, boom, she was out of here. Cats are smart that way. So this is talking about hanging from the tree of knowledge and really understanding, okay, what you need to do to move forward out of this energy, and by being with God and conferring with God. And then we have the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth comes out. So help you God. So this is an energy that you will get to the truth, and that God is on your side. Like, you've been forgiven. If you were worried about that, that you sold your soul to the devil, and now you're doing everything you can to get back into the right side. I guess that's between you and God. And so this is talking about, yes, someone, a lover, I feel, has put someone in this position. Whether you're the lover that put someone in the position or they put you in this position, it's required a lot of courage, because somebody has been involved in some really negative energy. There could be black magic involved. There's the truth is coming out. When you say the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, it represents an energy of court. That's what you say when you're in court and you're swearing upon a Bible to tell the truth. And so that this is then saying that this could be something that was illegally done, and now there's consequences regarding that. And this isolation could be like prison, basically. This is talking about, getting guidance from God, and so you can move forward. And then the information is also, that's coming in, is about these pentacles. So yeah, this is a reading of someone being impulsively doing something really stupid here. And it's causing problems for both of the people in this relationship. And it has to do, there's money missing now, there's all sorts of energy here that's negative, which usually happens when the devil's involved in something. People think they can take shortcuts, and then what happens is it doesn't work out. So if this is giving you some sort of clarity in your situation, please do give it a like and comment if you receive value from it. I'm going to go forward and clarify this now, just to with my oracle, Tales from the Vector, TAILS. And it is an oracle that I started in 2007. In 2020, I completed all 64 paintings. I'm now getting it ready to bring out. I have all the paintings done, but I'm working on the information that goes with it. And you may have noticed that when things on paper don't always turn out to be that good in real life. They don't turn out the same. So this energy, we're going to clarify. I will put the numbers on these cards represent the numbers of the paintings as they're listed in my gallery on my website, talesfromthevector.com. In the description box below, I will put them in the order they come here. If you want to check it out later, you can check it out. It might give you further clarity. So we do have the Hangman coming in here. So this energy is talking about an energy of the Hangman, the knowledge here. Someone doing something impulsive and they weren't balanced when they did it clearly. And we are talking about falling and failing in love is a matter of I. So this definitely has to do with a lover of someone was in this energy of being like very impulsive, thinking with their little head instead of their big head. They may have stepped out with someone that got them involved in this kind of energy, and now you're hearing about it. The truth is coming out, so you are now having to deal with this energy. We have the lack of awareness, so never underestimate the power of willful ignorance. This can cause a lot of missed opportunities. An apology probably isn't going to cut it. I mean, if that would be up to the people involved apologizing to God, basically. But if someone got you into this kind of situation, or you got someone into that kind of situation, then, you know, there's a lot of missed opportunities here. Sometimes this card, the lack of awareness, can also say, hey, something was telling you there was something wrong, but you didn't listen to your intuition because you didn't want to believe this about the person, basically. Love is blind, you know, basically. This energy of the star is also, this person may have rejected you after doing something stupid like this, and maybe you've been left out in the cold and you've been having a hard time healing from this because you couldn't understand why one day you were in love and then all of a sudden this person just left and was gone, and maybe then you heard that they were with someone else. That would be the best case scenario for you. And I feel like because this star energy is on this card, this talks about rejection is sometimes God's protection. And so you remember I said that God sometimes will come in and stop the energy. I feel that what's happened is that you, because this person walked out on you, and you might have been like just blown away because it was just out of the blue, sometimes this energy can represent someone that you know, rejection is God's protection, and also that you are in on your divine path, on your energy, and had no idea what was going on. And this was this energy is representing when you're the star. Sometimes when you feel isolated and left out in the cold like this, it's because you're not supposed to blend in. You are meant to be a star. And so I feel God stepped in on your behalf and made sure that this person rejected you, and maybe you were really upset about it. And now this is saying, look at this. Lucky thing they did, because this is a trauma queen. Now it could be a male or a female, but this is the energy. Life's a slice, hold the drama. And this is the kind of energy where people that are like do really impulsive behaviors, and usually it is regarding pentacles, then you know, it can cause like, you know, a really messy situation is what's coming up here. And there is a blind spot here. So a scotoma is a blind spot in your eye where you can't see the real picture. Like the whole picture, because there's just a little fuzzy place basically in your line of vision. Most of the time we don't notice it, but if it's in real life, like in our, we have like a blind spot in our life, this can represent something that everybody else could see, and people might have been warning you about this person, but you couldn't see it because love is blind, basically. And also it could be something that you saw about this person that others couldn't see, and so you trusted them for some reason, that kind of energy. But this energy can represent some very calculated energy, like that there was a lot of thought putting into trying to get you involved in this energy, and then maybe set you up to take the blame for it. That kind of energy after they got the money from this situation. There's deception here, and there definitely was third party involvement, I feel, and that third party and the person you were with were probably in it together, and you were, you know, caught in the middle of their bullshit, basically. And so this is talking about, you know, attachment to basically money. And so you were probably in a much higher vibration, clearly, than this person and whoever they were in cahoots with. And they became attached to the situation. When people become attached, this is the mother of all karmic spaces. We're all capable of falling into karmic spaces. Human beings tend to fall into karmic spaces, but this one is the mother of them all, because once you become attached to someone, then sometimes people will be, they'll make, you know, oh, they'll abuse their power, they'll be indifferent to your suffering, they'll use, you know, tactics against you, that kind of energy. You know, lack of awareness is one of the karmic spaces. They'll go out of their way to make, you know, to make you feel safe with them, and they'll have a calculated, you know, investigated who you are before they got there, so that they would know exactly what to say. This could represent energy of a lot of people involved when it comes to this kind of energy, with all the black magic and all of that kind of energy. So really, I feel like you're going to get out of this through God's grace, you know, because you turned to God in this situation. And when you got rejected by this person, they may have walked away from you just suddenly, and you were like, what happened? And maybe you've been really sad ever since, because you never had any closure. Here is your closure, saying like you escaped by the skin of your teeth, basically. You're lucky that they walked away. And again, you know, rejection is God's protection in many ways. So this hasn't been the most pleasant reading, but it might give you closure to a situation that you've been in. And you could call this the Great Escape, basically. You know, this is, you know, you are favored by God. You're a star, and this is kind of your innocence is, you didn't involve yourself in this energy. You weren't aware that this was going on behind the scenes, but you still ended up getting put in this position because you were associated with them. And so karma can be direct, like it can be from your direct actions, and it can be indirect from, you know, like the people that you associate yourself with and their actions. So, you know, and then it can also be these karmic spaces that we all fall into. So I do hope that you have received some closure or some sort of information that's beneficial to you from this reading. Please do give it a like and comment if you have. Consider subscribing to the channel if you resonate with the energy of the channel. And I will be back with another random read, another timely reading about random shift. And there's been some random shift in these readings today. I think I'm done with random readings for now. Until tomorrow. Bye for now.